This video is to show you a possible voting system for this year's scenario. The usual disclaimer, I've got no way of knowing what will come up this year, but one of the things that could come up is voting, and the interpretation that I've come up with assumes there's no control over whether someone's voted more than once. It is always a prototype system, so it will never include all the functionality. We won't know what functionality the system will have until you see the exam paper. So it's really important that you stay flexible, think about different options and have a play, have an experiment yourself. The scenario states that all rounds have 4 judges who vote apart from the final. We don't know if the details of the judges will be stored. We don't know, even maybe teachers could be judges. So I'm not going to store judges in this interpretation. We will obviously experiment in class with different possibilities. The final has 4 judges and 1 vote from each establishment. Right, so the first thing we're going to do for this is we're going to create a query to find out all the acts that aren't eliminated, because they're the only ones that can be voted for. So I'm going to go to Create, Query Design, and I want to have my act ID from Table Acts. I want to have my act ID. Oops, just close that down. I want to query Table Acts. I want to have my act ID. I'll have group or solo, act name, and whether it is eliminated. And then I'm going to, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have the criteria is going to be false. And I'm just going to save this query as query not eliminated. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a form. It's going to be an unbound form, so just a form design, and I'm going to have 4 combo boxes on the form. Make sure it is a combo box you select. When you're in the design ribbon, it will say combo box when you hover over that. The first one is going to be based upon the round table, so I want the combo box to get the values from another table or query, TBL round, and I want to have that field in my combo box, not worried about sorting. So that's all there at the moment, and just click on finish. Then my next combo box is going to be, so I'm going to call that, it's got, again, it's just called it combo 0, so make sure you rename that to keep combo round, and I'm just going to save, call that FRM voting. Okay, and my next one is going to be based upon the query not eliminated. So I'm going to go to another combo box, and this time again from a table or query it's going to be query not eliminated. Next, and you can see how important it is to give your queries good names. I want to see in there, I want my act ID, I want my act name, not really worried about group or solo. And let's go on to next, and I'm going to sort it by my name. Next, 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 and finish. And then the next one I want to have, I'm going to have my judges, so I'm going to go to my combo box and I'm going to type in the values that I want to, and I'm just going to say judge 1, even though this isn't actually storing at the moment. As I say, we'll have a play for some different things that might happen. Judge 3, and it's quite good to practice anyway, different types of combo boxes, and to get used to them for the exam. And go to finish, and again I forgot to give that one a good name, so go to here, I'm just going to call that CMB for combo, CMB act, and then this one here I'm going to give it the name CMB judge. And then finally I want a combo box based upon the establishment. This will just be for the final, the establishment will be for the final. So I'm going to go to another combo box, click on here, and I'm going to say click on next, and tables, table establishment, let's have the name of the establishment, and let's have the county. That's all I really need to have. I'll have the ID as well. Go to next, and I'll sort it by name. Go to next, and let's go to I'm going to show the key column just because I like to see it, and go to next, next, and then finish. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just have a look, just check I've given each of these a name. So really important, always check that your names are good. Combo Estab, that one for there. I'm going to have my there, that's Combo Judge, good, Combo Act and Combo Round. It's going to give my labels, sensible labels, Round ID, Act ID, and then I'm going to have my Judge. I don't really need the Act, I'll just put Act, not ID, and the Round again. And Establishment ID. I'm just going to add a label that says Final Only for above the Establishment ID. Final Only. Okay. Click on there, go down a bit and save. And then I'm going to, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an update query which is going to increment the number of votes in the vote table for the Act and the Round from the form. So I'm going to go to, just saving this, I'm going to go to Create, Query Design, and I'm going to be querying table votes, and that's actually, I'm not actually querying table votes, I want to, I'm actually going to be updating table votes, but I'll be using the criteria for searching for the Act and searching for the Round ID, and then the number of votes will be the one that's being updated with my update query. So my Act ID is literally going to be using build. I'm going to take I want the Act ID for my form voting, so I'm going to go to build, click on here, go to my forms, my loaded forms, form voting, and it's going to be my Act, Combo Act. Okay, again, having good names really helps. And then the Round ID, exactly the same again, is going to be building from here, the forms, loaded forms, form voting, and it's going to be Combo Round, Combo Round. Okay, again, this isn't ideal because it means somebody could vote for somebody in the first round that's already been and gone, but that's the way with the prototype systems, and it might be that they ask for a more robust system. It might be that this voting isn't even in the isn't even one of the things that's asked about. That's why, you know, really important, just stay flexible. And the number of votes, we're going to say, so what we're going to do, this is our criteria, and then we're going to make this an update query, and what we're going to do, number of votes is going to be updated to, again we're going to use build, and this time we're going to update a table, so we're going to go to tables, table votes, and the number of votes is going to be +1. Okay, so in here +1. So let's just do a, if we just have a look at let's decide the Act we're going to do. Let's go to the Harley D's. Let's give the Harley D's a vote. They've got 0 at the moment, as you can see. So we're going to go to form voting. I'm just going to go to my normal form view. You would give it a title, won't worry now. So second round, and the Act I'm going to go for is the Harley D's, and I'm going to go for let's say Judge 1, and then if I run my query, so I'm going to go to Design, run my query, update 1 row, yes, and hopefully the Harley D's has 1 vote, so you can see what's happened. Now the final thing again is a macro to string it together, and I'm going to call this query vote, okay, and I'm going to create my macro, so go to create macro, and the first thing I want to do is I'm going to check that the fields aren't left empty, so I'm going to do an if and do my, oh, I didn't mean to do that one, I'm just going to delete that one. I'm going to say if, again it's going to be is null, open brackets. I'm going to use build just to show you this time. I don't have to use build because it's is null, and because it's going to be run from the form, so I could just give the name of the combo box, but we'll just look at both methods just in case. So we're going to look at combo, yeah, we're looking at loaded forms, so we're looking if is null combo round, or is null, so it brings up the name of the function, and or is null combo at. So I'm just going to say if either of those is empty for now, It could be more, we'll have a look at some more involved macros, but that's a possibility. If either of those is empty, we'll have a message box. So click on the M to get the message box up. Message box, and it's going to be please select around and an at. Otherwise, in other words, they're not empty, everything is good. So we're going to run our query. We're going to say open query, and the query name is going to be query vote, and we're just going to save that, MCR vote, okay. And all I'm going to do is now add a nice little button onto the form voting, go to design view, add a button, go to the design ribbon, add a button, which is just going to say miscellaneous run macro, and we're going to go to next, make sure it's the right macro, MCR vote, and we're going to add some, say vote now. Sometimes they tell you the text for the button and there's actually a mark for that, so do pay attention to the mark scheme. And we're just going to try that, see if it works. Just go to form view. Let's just decide who to vote for so I can check it's working. Okay, I think Mangaga can have a vote this time. So we're going to go to, let's try if I don't select an act, what happens, just to see. Excellent, so the macro is working there, the validation's working. Second round, let's go for Mangaga. And it doesn't really matter about the judge, but I'll just put him in and go to vote now. Append update query, yes. Let's go to the thing, and Mangaga has a vote, so it's worked. That's the end of this video.